Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you've had hope you had a good week so far. All right, here is today's workout for you. Again, we're going to do a little 3 exercise warm up. Then today we're working on glutes, which are your butt cheeks, hamstrings, calves, and back. We're going to hit them all up and then a little bit of cardio, and then you are good to go. So for your warm up, what we're looking at is 10 cross-body toe touches each side. Again, this is just to stretch out those hips a bit. So nice wide stance. Try to keep the back nice and straight, chest out, arms are out here, and we're going to come across. Touch toes, up, toes. Should feel a good little stretch in the back of the legs there, especially if you're keeping your chest out as much as you can. And we're going to do 10 each side. Okay, then right after that, we're going to go into 20 frog pumps. Make sure you can see me here. So this one, I want a bit of an angle. You're going to put your heels, bottom of your feet right up against each other, laying down on your back again, keep your core tensed up. And all you're doing is trying to squeeze your butt cheeks and push your hips up in the air. For 20 of those, and that should warm your glutes up really good. Then we're going to do 20 broomstick good mornings. So we have never done good mornings. Again, the only reason we're doing them is because we're not using any weight really. But they are a great exercise for hamstrings, low back, and glutes. We just don't do them with weight because they can be a dangerous exercise if you do them incorrectly with weight. So all we're going to do, just need a broom handle. I'm going to put it behind shoulder, just like you would a barbell if we're doing barbell squats. Resting it there. Standing, feet about shoulder width apart. Knees just bent slightly. We're trying actually not to bend the knees much. We're more trying to work with the hip. So what we're going to do here, again, keeping your core tight. You're going to go over as far as you can, sticking your bum out. Squeeze the butt and hamstrings. So our goals are keeping our back nice and still, push the butt out, and squeezing your butt cheeks and your hamstrings to stand you up. So this is also what it looks like when someone does a really bad squat, right? When they're not bending their knees. You'll see this a lot. People think they're squatting, but really they just end up leaning forward, and that's where people can hurt their back. So this is nice just to show you the difference between good morning and a squat. But we're going to do 20 of those broomstick good mornings. And again, that is an exercise where the more you try to squeeze those muscles, the more you'll feel it, which is the goal. So really try and squeeze the butt and hamstring on all those. Okay, so if you want to do a little pause here, 3 times through that just to get things warmed up. And then you can turn it back on and I'll show you what your first round is. Okay, so first round is going to be glutes, hamstrings, calves. We're going to hit all 3 in this one. So I'm going to use my chair here. We're going to do some single leg hip thrusters. A couch is actually probably even better for this. Just for me, for the camera, chair will be a little easier to set it up so you can see me. And it's just to rest your shoulder blades on, just like we would when we do those hip thrusters at the gym where your shoulder blades are on the boxes. Same idea here. We're just doing single leg, 15 each leg. So what I'm going to do is get down. I get my shoulder. Woo, that moved a bit. Okay. Shoulder blades. Sorry, my chair slides. That's why a couch is better. Shoulder blades, I'm just going to hold on to it a bit. It's not ideal, but shoulder blades up on the chair. One leg out. You're dropping your butt down. Keeping the core tight. Push up, squeeze your butt cheek. If you're feeling it too much in your hamstring, just play around with where your leg is that's on the ground. It might be too far away. Might be too close, but you're trying to squeeze the butt cheek. 15 one leg, and then 15 the other leg. Then after that, and again, careful, use a couch if you can. Chairs will just move slightly. Then we're going to go into 15 single leg stiff leg deadlifts. So this is actually very similar to your good morning we were doing. So what I'm going to have you do, again, if you have weights, feel free. You don't really need them. I'm just going to turn this again for you. If you're focusing on squeezing the right muscles, you will feel this regardless. So again, we're going to have foot on the ground, one up in the air slightly, core tight, and then you are focusing on pushing your butt back, and then squeeze. Again, keep that knee out. My knee's wanting to come in on me. Okay, 15 on one leg. I'll show you this leg. I realized that was the wrong leg to show you. Again, I'm focusing on, I'm not trying to lean over. I'm trying to push my bum back and then squeeze. Right, so good stretch, squeeze. And we'll go 15 each leg. Obviously that's going to work your balance too, which is a nice little addition to this one for both the hips thrusters and your single leg stiff leg deadlifts. 15 each leg, each one. Then we're going to go into your 15 hamstring curls. So my feet slide on my floor really well. This is one where you need something to slide. So if you need a towel to let it slide or a glider, anything you have, just have to be able to make sure your feet are sliding on here. Okay, so we're going to go for 15 sliding hamstring curls. So again, this one here, hips are up, core's tight. From there, maybe I'm not going to slide that well. Start my legs out, and then I'm going to pull in, let my hips drop, hips come up as I pull in. Again, we're trying to make sure that the hips go up when we pull. We're not just doing this. This isn't really doing anything right now. My butt's on the ground too. But even if it's in the air, you'll feel it a bit. But the goal being, as you're pulling in, hips are coming up, because that's going to focus on both glute and hamstring a little bit at the same time. Okay, so 15 of those. Then we're going to go into two different types of calf raises. The first one being really easy. The second one being something that just gives mine the most aggressive tensing I've ever felt. So, first one is just a standing calf raise. Both feet standing, going up on the toes, and back down. Again, if you want to make it a bit more challenging, just try not to let your heels actually rest on the ground when you come down. Keep them just off. And if you find that too easy for 15, you'll need to find something to balance. But if you want, you can hold on to something and you can just do 15, one leg, then the other leg, if both at the same time is a little too easy for you. But again, do control. Don't just do this, right? Up, good hard squeeze, back down. Then we're going to go into 15 squatted calf raises. So I'm just going to angle this down a bit more if I can. There we go. So this one, you're going to get into a low squat where you're kind of just here. And again, my heels are off the ground. That's okay. I can't get this low in this position otherwise. But all we're going to do, again, letting your calves kind of rest there. From there, you're going to push up onto your toes and then back down. I'm just using my coffee table to balance a little bit. If you can do it without, great. But if not, again, you're trying to push up on the toes, back down, up. Just like that for 15. And if you're anything like me, I freaking feel that a ton in my calves, probably because they're tight. So once you're done those, you have a 1 to 2 minute rest, and we're going to go through that 4 times. So feel free to pause now, and then I'll show you the next round, which I'm going to get in my kitchen for the first one, and then I'll bring you back into the living room for the rest. Let's see here. Yep. So, see if I can't set this up so it doesn't fall over on me. That'll be the fun part. Okay, that'll work. Sorry, don't mind the dishes. So the first exercise, this round we're working on your back muscles, okay? So the first one, we're gonna do inverted rows. That's one where we get you underneath the table and you're pulling yourself up. Again, if you have dumbbells or a barbell and you wanna do bent over rows, that's okay. But this, we're going to failure. So inverted rows are nice because it's a set weight, you're using your body weight, right? And that's what we do in general life, is we have to move our body weight around. So an inverted row is a little nicer for something going to failure for your back. So again, hopefully, oh yeah, you can see me a little bit. So again, I'm just getting under the table, hands on the table here, and then row up, back down. Again, if you want to hit failure sooner, keep your legs straight. It's going to be a little harder. Going for as many as you can, okay? Take you back over to the living room. I just don't have a table high enough in my living room to do that, guys, sorry. And I don't have the space in my kitchen to lay on the floor to show you a video. So the next one is, so again, you've done inverted rows to failure. So you've done as many as you can in a row until you just can't pull yourself up anymore. Then we're going to go into your broomstick towel lat pulls again. So we're actually getting a good amount of use out of the broomstick today. So again, this one here, up, holding out, making sure you're not hunching up, keeping those shoulder blades down, pull. Good squeeze behind the armpits. Going for 15 of your broomstick lat pulls. Okay, then we're going to do a new exercise. It's called the WTY. This is actually a really good warm-up one for your shoulders to avoid shoulder injuries, but we're going to throw it into this workout because by this point, your back and your rear delts, which is the back of your shoulders, should be working pretty good now. And this will feel more like a workout than a warm-up. So it's called the WTY. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be laying on my stomach on the ground. And all I'm going to be doing is small pulses. So the goal will be, first, I'm going to create a W, right? If you look at that, we have W. But I'm going to be laying on my stomach, and my goal is I'm just trying to pull everything up off the ground, hold for 2, back down. Up, hold for 2 to 3, back down, hold, back down. Then, in that exact same position, right, still face down, I'm going to be in a T. Now, I like to do this, if I'm going to do it, I like to turn my thumbs, so my thumbs would be up, again, if I'm laying on the ground, and then I'm going this, making a T. I'm going for 5 reps where I'm doing a 2 to 3 second hold, rest, 2 to 3 second hold, rest, and a nice T. Then we go into a Y. Again, thumbs still up, and we'll be trying to pull back this way. Again, that'll be the tougher one for anyone who's had any rotator cuff stuff. It's not going to hurt you. It's actually a really good one, but it's just going to be a challenge. I get an issue with my left shoulder every now and then on that one. But again, we'll be laying down, back in a Y, right? So we did a W, T, Y. Some people do an I as well, but we don't need to do that today. So we're going for 5 W's, 5 T's, 5 Y's with a 2 to 3 second hold on each. So just to show you what that looks like on the ground, I'll do 3 of each. So again, I'm going to be here. I'm not trying to come way up. I'm just trying to hold my position here. So I'm in a W, and I'm going up. Again, you can do thumbs up, which is always good just because it externally rotates you. 3, there's my W's. Then I'm going to go T's. T's, and then I'm going to go Y's. Just like that. But you're going for 5 of each, okay? And you should feel that all in behind the shoulder in your upper back. Then right after that, we're going to do 20 hands behind your head Supermans. So think like a surrender where we have your hands behind your head. Police officer, get on your knees, that whole idea. We're gonna do Superman's in that position, going for 20 of them. And that's just because that's gonna get that upper back working a bit at the same time. So you're here, again, making sure you're not hunched up when you're doing that, shoulder blades down. And we're gonna go for 20 Supermans. At the same time, if you wanna try and spread those elbows, like you try and do this, that's gonna be good too. Going for 20 of those. Then take a 1 to 2 minute rest, and we're gonna do that 4 times as well. Then you are done that, so if you wanna pause that, go ahead. And then the cardio for today is just 5 minutes. It's mountain climbers. So we're gonna do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds of rest of mountain climbers. Again, just a reminder, mountain climbers, you're basically in a plank on your hands. You can do it from your knees too. You just might have to elevate on a couch or something, and just driving those knees up, forward, keeping the core tight. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest for 5 minutes. Then you are done. Good Friday workout. Sorry about the long video, guys. Just a lot to that one. Please try and get the whole thing done. Let me know how this one goes, especially the WTY stuff. That'll be a good one. Tracy, that's a good one for you as well. Even Fred with the shoulders, a little bit. Pretty much everybody with shoulders. Most people get shoulder issues, if anything. And that's a big one that'll help with that. It's something you can do as a warm-up before workouts that really help activating those rear delts so things don't turn in on you, so they stay back like they should. But let me know how that one goes. Hope everybody has a good weekend. And as always, hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you for the videos, the pictures, the texts, the messages, everything. You guys are keeping me sane through all this, which is kind of nice. Again, I'm chomping at the bit to get back in there. We're doing everything we can to get in there as soon as possible. All right, guys, have a good weekend.